There was a time when, yes, I considered myself to be an expert. It's when I first launched this business and thought I knew everything. I soon learned that maybe I wasn't an expert. And I've gotten, frankly, it's one of my pet peeves. We're drowning in self-proclaimed experts. I mean, everybody that wants to start a consulting business or find me a sales rep who doesn't think he or she is an expert. So I actually went out and did some research because I want to be an expert. I want to be considered an expert. And I found it's called the Cambridge Handbook of Expertise and Expert Performance. And it's 1,100 pages. And it's scholarly research. It's heavy-duty stuff, PhD, statistician kind of people. And in the foreword, I memorized the sentence because it's such a powerful sentence at the beginning of this thing. It's leading into what does it take to be an expert. And what it takes to be an expert, according to these guys, is intense, daily, dedicated, deliberate practice and training, sustained for 10 years, and continued indefinitely. And you got to unpack that sentence. I mean, it has a lot of impact the first time you hear it, especially that sustained for 10 years part. But you look at intense, okay, and that's pretty easy to understand. I mean, intense, you're really working hard at getting better at what you do daily. How many days in a week? 7 days. Okay, so I mean that's a big deal they make out of it. It's daily. It's 7 days a week. Intense, daily, dedicated. I watch my kids do homework with the TV going, and they've got Facebook up. They're IMing with 7 different people and allegedly doing their homework. Dedicated. You're doing one thing. You're focused on whatever it is you're developing your expertise at. Deliberate. That means it's not accidental. It's planned. Here's what I'm going to do today, next week, next month, and I'm going to measure my progress against it. Practice. That's a killer, because practice is not doing your job. So doing your job that you're allegedly an expert at doing doesn't count. It's practice. It's above and beyond the daily grind of doing your job. It's practice above and beyond doing the daily job. Training is the next word. Practice and training means you can't do it alone. You can't just sit down with a book or videotapes or audio tapes. You've got to have mentors and coaches and peers and colleagues, other people actively helping you get better at this area of expertise that you have. What's that? Practice, training, sustained for 10 years. I mean, that's the part. That's the part that's kind of stunning. You go up to the next time you hear some alleged expert spouting his or her wisdom and ask him, how long have you been at this? Oh, 4 years. It's like, sorry, I mean, that doesn't count. You've got to sustain it for 10 years. And even if you were an expert at one point in time, if you don't sustain it indefinitely, you lose your badge. You lose it. A lot of people, there's a quote that I've run across, 8 or 9 people I've seen it attributed to. Vladimir Horowitz was a concert pianist, and his line was, if I don't practice for 1 day, I know it. And if I don't practice for 2 days, the critics know it. And if I don't practice for 3 days, the audience knows it. So anyway, I went off on a rant talking about being an expert in expertise, but if you look at that intense, daily, dedicated, deliberate practice and training sustained for 10 years and continued indefinitely, pretty tall order. So am I an expert? I'm working on it. I'm working on it.